Greetings, everyone. This is H. Victoria Hargrove Atkerson. I'm a novelist and a writer. I have 4 books in publication, and I'm getting ready to release number 5 and number 6 at the beginning of the year. Both books that are coming out are on slavery, and they are going to be really eye-opening for all of us because it takes us into the slave ship. In the bottom of the ship, you will see all the horrors and inhumanity of the slave trade. I don't want to get into that right now, but today, which is my second broadcast, I would like to go over my first published book, which is Stones Along the Path, which is a wonderful love story. The cover here was designed by my brother, whose name is Louis Hargrove. He studied art at Morris Brown College, and I sent him a summary of this book, and from that summary he gleaned these ideas for the cover, which I think depicts the book quite well. So this is a wonderful book. People love it. They enjoy reading it, and I think it's one of the kind of book you want to reread over and over. And I think it touches people's hearts because the characters are well developed and the storyline is very strong. We get a chance to look into the black family, whether it's in Africa or in America, as depicted in this book. There's a lot of drama and a lot of controversy of these 2 characters because one character is African and he holds to his traditions just as much as Jessica holds to hers, but she's a strong black woman. And being a person who believes in her own integrity, she clings to that, and that is her salvation. And those are the values and principles she tries to pass on to her children. So we meet this couple when they first get together, and then we follow them through 3 volumes right now. 2 are published. 1 will be published next year. I'm refining number 3. People have asked for this story not to end. My sister, who is no longer with me, requested that I keep the story alive. So I plan to do that, but the research is extensive and it takes a while to get it together. So that's one of the things I love about writing, because you get to do all this studying about these different gorgeous places. One of the things that I liked about this particular series and doing the research on it was the fact that I've always wanted to go to Africa. I never had the opportunity, but I was able to visit there in this little book. My imagination visited there in many places in Africa many times. So one of the things that I also want to do is reach out to other writers who, whether you're beginning or a stalled writer or a writer who's a professional who has some ideas they want to share with other people. I invite you to contact me. I'll be happy to mention your name on my web broadcasts and let people hear what you have to say. Writing is a wonderful, wonderful way of being creative and sharing ideas with other people. So I invite you to take a look at this one. You can get it on Amazon.com. You can get it on my website, which is www.hvictoriahargroveatkerson, and you can also get it at on Kindle and Barnes and Nobles, if I didn't say that. Okay, so I'm going to read the back of the book and give you a glimpse of what that's like. Picture me several years ago, like they say, when I was cute. That's the way I looked. So I'm going to read this summary and hope you enjoy it, and hope it entices you to take a look at the book. Okay, in an intimate memoir, Jessica Hamilton relates in Stones Along the Path a romantic bicontinental cross-cultural family saga that unfolds in Africa and migrates to America, glimpsing 3 generations of a culturally diverse black family. Jessica's oldest son, Dexter, tells the reader his side of the same story. This is one of the things that I really like about this book because not only do you have the mother's version of what the story was about, you also have her son telling you how he saw her. So it's just really a nice touch, I think. It's because we always parents see themselves one way and children see them entirely differently. So this is a really great thing, and I find this when I am around my children, the way they see me, they describe me differently than I would describe myself, which is quite different and usually more objective too, I must admit. Okay, as a Peace Corps volunteer, Jessica meets a tall, handsome African businessman, Akinyele Kinshicum, whom she is attracted to immediately. Confronted by her love for this man, she instinctively knows that if she gives in to him, it would nullify her long awaited return home and the future she has carefully planned for herself. In whispered prayers to God, Akinyele fulfills his lifelong quest for an erotically satisfying love relationship when he convinces Jessica to marry him. Oblivious to the dangers around them, their love, which is laced with warm, passionate encounters, takes them on an extended honeymoon into the most vivid and picturesque parts of the African continent. Victoria Falls, the pyramids, Okavango Delta are among the many locations the enthralled lovers explore while living out the most sensuous and sexually satisfying experiences of their lives. When the couple discovers that they are expecting a child, they travel to Akinyele's native country, where Jessica is greeted warmly by his parents and discovers whom she married. Before the birth of their son, she is faced with deception, lies, and betrayals. Heartbroken and devastated by secrets her husband kept from her, she returns to Philadelphia, where she is determined to raise her son in a morally correct environment without the toxic love she continues to crave. Interested? I love this book. So you see, it's a really great book, really great. Now I am going to I dedicate this book to my nephews. There's so many I won't mention them, but I do acknowledge God Almighty because He's in control of everything, or she's in control of everything. And I acknowledge my parents, the memory of my parents, whom I honor and love. And then at the bottom here, I say to readers everywhere who give storytellers a place to live. So you see, I am dedicating this book to you also. Okay, in the prologue, which is sets up the storyline of the book, it's in two voices. It's in Jessica's voice and in her son's voice, because her son is telling you his side of his mother's story. My name is Jessica Hamilton, a proud mother of two magnificent sons, Dexter and Kahari, who challenged and surprised me as they grew to manhood. While raising my children, I experienced many problems, and like most single mothers, my choices and decisions were not perfect. Not having a father in the home was complicated, but I chose to keep their father out of our lives because I wanted to make certain that my sons emerged with strong characters and good, strong morals. Despite devastating heartbreak, I had to overcome many obstacles in my life. Can you imagine making a decision like that to give up the love of your life, to hold on to your principles? Could you do that? I wonder. My name is Dexter Hamilton, Jessica Hamilton's oldest son. I discovered when my mother was writing her memoirs, I decided to write reflections and memories of my own. I wrote these memories not because I did not trust my mother or her memories, but because I wanted you to see my mother as I saw her. My mother was a very strict and loving parent, two opposite traits that she mastered with dignity. Although she always smiled generously when my brother and I were around, she often appeared sad and lonely whenever she was unaware of our presence. I felt compelled to write my side of the my mother's story because there are more than one interpretation of our family's history. And in our case, there are four. My youngest brother is too busy traveling to sit down long enough to write anything pertaining but those issues pertaining to his studies of ancient tribes of Africa to bother with our family drama. And my father, well, he's only interested in living his dreams, not recording them. In Jessica's words, the struggle of wills between my oldest son, Dexter, and I began the day he uttered his first word, no, and he continued to say no throughout his college days and beyond. On the day he was born, I instinctively knew that he was going to offer many challenges, and he did. My second son was always preoccupied by life outdoors. At at age 1, Kahari crawled out of the house alone without our knowledge and continued to do so no matter what we did to discourage him. It seems as if he knew that his life and his destiny would always include the outdoors. My focus as a parent was to raise my sons to be compassionate, considerate, unselfish men, qualities that their father lacked. My own burdens, bad judgments, and lies complicated my children's lives. However, the lies I told were to protect them, not to hurt them. And those same lies protected my pride, shielding me from the past I wanted desperately to forget. Dexter's words. Do you believe in destiny? I did not. I'm not certain that I do even at this moment, but life has an interesting way of culminating all your actions into one unique package. Whenever my mother lectured us about our future, I recoiled because I felt that she had our lives planned out from the moment we took our first breath, and I resented it. My brother and I missed a great deal because of my mother's deceptions, the one person we trusted. The conflict and verbal battles my brother and I had with my mother centered on our insatiable drive for wealth and success. Our goals were contrary to my mother's matriarchal blueprint that controlled and dominated our lives for many years. Now, in Jessica's words, in the following pages, you will find a true testament of my struggle and my search for love and respect and dignity. My bizarre dilemma began before my children were born. My problems began the day I met their father. Here are my memoirs to help you understand the stones along the path of my life. See, it's great. This is really neat. Like I said, it's a different perspective because we got the son's view of the mother and the mother view of herself. So, and her life with this wonderful African. And I think it's a really wonderful story. I think you will enjoy it, and I think you should pick it up. It's at Barnes and Nobles, and it's also on Amazon.com, Kindle, and my website, which is www.hvictoriaatkerson.com. Now, another invitation, if you are a person who's thinking about writing and haven't begun, or if you are a writer and would like to share ideas with other people who are interested in writing, then drop me a line. You can do so on my website. I would love to communicate with you. So take a moment, take a deep breath, enjoy the life and the love you have in your life. If not, let's get busy looking for love, true love. True love is wonderful and exciting. So you take care. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.